So before my beautiful assistant will connect the computer, I want to give a few things about who we are, what we are. And I want to refer to the previous speaker, Yumoja, who was showing the slide with the train, car, plane. I want to speak about the rocket. So the next thing is a rocket as a P2P, so peer-to-peer lending platform. And a very quick question, I mean, and I'm asking it all the time. Anyone know what it is? If somebody knows, please raise your hand. I'll be really happy to hear that. At least one. That's good. Two. Perfect. So yeah, what I will do, I will try to expand a little bit about the fintech, about what is P2P and why you need to use that. So myself, I'm the CEO of the company Group Here Limited. Previously, as it was mentioned, I was the vice president for MasterCard. And today I'm here to find the partners. So I'll tell you the truth is that, yes, we are one of the biggest, I would say, European peer-to-peer lending platforms. And apart from that, we're also sourcing a lot of companies, including those companies who are giving the loans. So it's microfinance companies, those companies who are also issuing the agricultural loans, car loans, and so on and so on. So basically, we are here to give you money. So that's a simple way of explaining that. So I know the slides are not working, but I just have a few things for you to mention. So speaking about the future, and I really like the topic because this is really showing the current trends, what's happening in the market. So at this moment, yes, it's absolutely the right thing to say that think outside the bank, because we are working in the time where everything needs to be done very quickly, decision needs to be done very quickly, KYC have to be passed automatically, and so on and so on. So as I mentioned before, I'm not going to go to the theoretical part. I would love to give you some examples of the real life, what's happening, how it works. So my name is Vlad, this guy. I'm CEO of the company Group Here. And a lot of speakers already mentioned about the fintech, but in a real life scenario, I'm absolutely agree that the fintech is simplicity. It's nothing more than just making it possible to do things quickly in the financial sector. But obviously, fintech as such, what it does actually, it's changing the rules of the games in regards to how you see the finance, how you work with companies, and how you cooperate with your money. So if we move forward, I want to just explain you in a simple way what fintech means for me, for us, and for the companies who are really working in that sector. So fintech is money transfer. Fintech is depositing checks with the smartphones. This is also bypassing bank branch, apply for the credit, raising money for business startups, is managing your investments without the assistance of the person, and that's really important, guys. So as I said, the mindset should be changed. The investor is really simple to be investor. But apart from that, the second part of the fintech is what already was mentioned before, is AI, it's chatbots, API, cybersecurity, and so on and so on. So one of the biggest success in the fintech is competition. So we are every single month we are observing new companies that are coming to the market and building this competition. Only if we, basically, this is the most dynamic sector of the business where you cannot stand or wait until something will happen. So you're always reinventing the wheel, you're trying to make something that's gonna work even better and faster and secure. So what does fintech need to deliver to real change? Our answer is simple, is integration of economic of scales. Let's expand on that a little bit. So one of the bigger part here, guys, is cooperation. Obviously, speaking about the fintech, it doesn't mean that we're against the banks. We're speaking about the cooperation. We're speaking about the way how we're going to work with them, how we're going to work together and live in this world. So let's expand a little bit about the case of the group here. So the group here as such is a fintech company. It's peer-to-peer lending platforms. So we are not just operating as the peer-to-peer as an investment platform. Apart from that, we are also acting as aggregator. So basically, having the investor is good, but if we speak about simplicity, our main target in group here is to make it possible so you register on one platform where you want to invest in the multiple countries, and different companies across the world. You have one profile and you can invest in any P2P across the world. Apart from that, we are also issuing the white labels, but let's speak about that later on. So This figure is a little bit outdated because 2019 is, as I said, is a rocking year. So at this moment, you can see the total cumulative investments it's basically in euros. Yeah. So in Q4, sustainability, speaking about how you can survive in this basically fintech world as such. Group here is not just the P2P. So here you can see that one of the main things here, yes, we are a P2P platform as such. So our main idea was we wanted to give the opportunity to people to be an investor, start invest, receive the yield, as well as companies to grow their cap, and increase their business as well. What we are as well, we are a payment system, yes. So we do understand the needs of the investors because it's not easy and convenient to work with the standard schemes where, for example, investor want to deposit the funds, they need to send it through the bank. We need to wait a couple of days. If that's a Friday, we receive the money on Monday. That's not work. So that's why we are building our own system. It's already completed in the test phase at this moment as well. Apart from that, the group here is also the microcredit company. So yes, we are cooperating with many SMEs, with other companies that are issuing the loans across the globe. Apart from that, we're also in the game of the microcredit. We're a white label solution, and this is what I'm really proud of. So we are basically also providing this opportunity for those companies. As an example, we had a great example in the Belarus where was one big developer who constantly need the money. So one of his options was either go to the standard banking, try to get the funds. The second option was, of course, apply for the money or pay the fees to the same P2P platforms across the globe. So his solution was simple. He said, I want my own P2P. I want to collect the funds for my project, and I want to pay the yields for my investors. As a result of that, he received a white label from Group here, and he's currently an extremely successful developer in Belarus and Czech Republic. We're also aggregator. That's what I'm mentioning. We don't want that you will register in the 50 platform, go through the 50 KYC processes, review the 50 trends and so on and so on. We're going to provide the financial information and financial analysis across the all companies with whom we cooperate, as well as you have one login, one password, one KYC, and you're ready to go. And last one, but not the least one, R2 is the stability fund. So we all know about the economic crisis that are approaching, a lot of rumors around that, but we also see a lot of trends what's happening in regards to the economic crisis. As a result of that, we are building the stability fund. Stability fund in simple way, it's basically you have X amount of money, you want to get a specific yield every month, but you, for example, cannot afford to buy the full house or, let's say, full commercial office to get the profits from it. What you can do, you can buy the 5 square meters, you can buy 100 square meters from this building and receive the constant return of investment from that project. Apart from that, you're still remaining as the owner of that specific square meters that you bought. And the last one, but not the least one, is online banking. This is a core. This is where we want to go. We don't want that you will have one card for go to shopping, one card to do the investment, the second card to receive the insurance about that. We want to build a one system that will allow you to do everything. So it doesn't matter where you go. You have basically the online banking system from us that will allow you to do everything. So let's move forward. P2P. So, as here are only a few people who understand about the P2Ps, I want to be very simple. So, P2P is basically consists of 3 players. So, the first player is obviously our investors. These are the people who have the money, as the previous speaker from Israel said, under their mattress. Yeah. And they want to invest it. So they do understand that the value of the money when they're just lying under mattress is nothing. So these are the people, they have the funds and they really want to invest in the secure loans. The second biggest player are these 6 slots, but it's obviously just the example here because it's much more. These are the companies, the microcredit companies that provide the personal loan, business loan, agricultural loan, car loans, real estate loans, bridge loans, and so on and so on. So basically, these are the companies who want to grow, who are facing with issues in regards to funding, and as well as who want to develop and be in a game in regards to all the changes that happen here. And we are just a market. So we are providing this solution. And we are just the middleman between the investor and all the companies who really need the fundings. If we move a little bit more, yeah, that's a cash flow. So it's a very simple way how you can describe how it works. So as was mentioned before, there is a borrower. For example, these are the people who need the money, who go to these multiple Tanzanian credit companies or across Europe, across the world. They need the money, they go to the specific place where they are borrowing the funds. Loan originator, these are the microcredit companies who are physically give this opportunity to those people. So they have their targeted clients, clients need the money, they provide the funds. Then we have the groupier as intermediary, who is basically saying that, okay, listen, let's go through the simple, KYC onboarding process. Well, saying simple is just the words, but in reality, we have the full team of the auditor from KPMG and other companies who are supporting with that. But the main thing here is that decision is made within 48 hours. We don't need to wait for months to get answer yes or no if you can be placed on the marketplace or no. And the final one is investor. So these are the guys, as I mentioned before, money under mattress, want to spend it, and they go there and receive the yields from that. So guys, how do you think, what is the average percentage rate like in regards to for investor, how much they receive back when they invest their funds? Any ideas? Like, okay, another question. What would force you to be an investor? What would you expect to get back? $30. Oh, that's a good one. I actually will be investor as well if I can get the 30%, but that's good. Any other options? 8 to 15, awesome. So not sure who said that, but you're awesome. Exactly. So the average for a group here is really high at this moment, is 14.4%. So this is the in annum. So basically, when you invest €1,000, you should expect to get back €1,140. So let's go next. So okay, so that was we mentioned is the instant access to global funding, and what is important here, guys, I mean, I already mentioned about that before, is the payment system. So we do understand that reality is very simple, is with the standard banking, we cannot go further. We cannot reduce the handling time. We cannot simplify the processes. And basically, all the blockers we have at this moment, we're trying to, overcome with the help of, getting our own payment system. So, but what I really love to see here, and I really love what the previous speaker said, is adaptation from the big banks. So yes, big banks are adapting to the reality. So they're not sitting in a way that just say, oh, we are big players and we just want to live the way we live. They're really adapting as well. So if you look around in the Europe, world, and so on, many banks right now opening their own payment system. They're applying for EMI, electronic money institution, for APIs, and so on. So this is a trend what's happening right now, and we do understand that, and we are jumping in that sector as well. So next one is microcredit companies. Apart from just applying the companies to our platforms, we should understand the business from inside out. Yes, we have our own credit companies across the world, and that helps us to basically have a default rate of 0 at this stage. Of course, it might sound unrealistic, but it is a reality at this moment. Our default rate is 0. 75% of all incoming partners that are coming to us for funding are declined. It's also reality. And only 25% of the really qualitative companies are placed in the groupier.com. So the next one is a white label. This was, I mentioned before about the Belarusian development companies, but apart from that, we are open to provide the solution for everybody. So those guys who are really interested, please come to us. We have a stand group here there as well. And aggregator, simplicity, stability fund, just sleep well when you have the economic crisis. And online banking, this is somewhere where we are targeting to be. So all this, this is integration of economic of scales. So I really appreciate for your time. I really want to speak with you after the presentation. Whenever you have some time, please come to our stand as well, and let's be a partners, okay? Thank you.